Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. Another quick video on EGR and EGR flow reduction plates and EGR block plates and EGR block plates on different engines and all this sorts of thing. And we might even mention a little bit to do with that diff plug. So we'll get to that. We'll talk about the plates first. So in no way am I going to bother telling you what's legal or not, because it's different in every state and country, and so the legalities, this is completely nothing to do with that. So obviously a system, EGR, exhaust gas recirculation, a system where it in a not that long period of time completely blocks up your intake system, partially or completely, whatever, lots of variables, obviously isn't a good idea. And with vehicles having DPFs by 2015 in Australia, that's what happened, that's 6 years now, they should have been able to work out that they can take the exhaust gases from after the DPF. There's got to be a way to do that where it's clean and you haven't got the soot in there. Then we're doing what they want to do, because they're adding in inert gases, hot gases, to sort of, to put it simple, to wreck the combustion so it doesn't burn as well, so it doesn't make as much heat, okay? So basically the solution that thousands of people have used for years, let's just go to the 7mm. You can see that, you know, there was a 5mm plate, there was a 6mm plate, there was full blank plates. There's been a lot of R&D done on this. People have been doing this for many years now, thousands of people, and everybody knows that 7mm's the go. The few people that are going to say, oh, I put 7 and well, you forgot the vacuum line, something else in your EGR system isn't working right, because the other 999 out of 1,000 don't have a problem. Do you understand? So if it works for 999, or even 950 out of 1,000, generally this is the right size hole. If you've got problems in getting a P0400, you've got another problem with your EGR system that's creating the variables to the hole not working. Now what it does is it reduces the size of the EGR. You can see that black mark there? No, so to answer another question in advance, no, it doesn't block up. It's dry exhaust gas soot. Does your exhaust system block up? No, because it hasn't got the oil in there, right? Well, it shouldn't anyway. Depends what the deal is. So it reduces the hole size from that. So it's not completely disabling the EGR system. This is where it's a grey area in the write-ups, depending what state and all that sort of thing on the legalities. So you'd have to have a lawyer and go and argue that one yourself. But look, it seems obvious to me that there shouldn't be a system that cakes your intake up like that. Quite obviously the vehicle's going to use more fuel, have less power. If the ports are blocked up unevenly, then you've got richer in one cylinder, more air in one than the other, this sort of thing. Therefore it's running inefficiently, so it hasn't helped the situation, it's made it worse. So that's your justification to yourself, you know, rob Peter to pay Paul. Look, I don't know exactly how it works out, but a more clean, efficient burn using cold filtered air is more efficient, less carbon, carbon monoxide, I even forget all the different, there's so many emissions, right? Basically having it running clean and well reduces everything. Now the only thing this is designed to do, the EGR system, is reduce nitrogen oxides, right? So and that's another argument whether the system even works, because the worst of that is when you're under heavy acceleration, towing or going up hills, maintaining high speeds, where the EGR valve's shut or mainly shut anyway, so you're getting the cold, clean filtered air, so it's not doing anything. It's when it's sitting there idling, not making those high combustion temps, is when the EGR system's going to flow the most. So understand that a little bit. It's all explained in another video, so I don't want to go on too much, but what I really wanted to tell you is subscribe and turn the bell on so you don't miss out on these two channels. There's a lot of important information. If you need a plate, it's kaon.com.au. We don't buy or sell or install these, right? So what you need to do, you know, there's people around that install them. You can do it yourself. A lot of people do it themselves. Some cars have already got them in there, whatever the case may be. So if you're coming for an injector job, EGR clean, that sort of thing, you need to make sure you've already purchased one of these from Kaon, because we don't supply them, right? We don't have them. See these? We don't have them. They're just display stock. That's it, right? So then you can decide if there's someone that can put it in, or you're putting it or not. You need to gather your information, but either way, have it on your keyring. It's only $10, right? It might bring up topic of conversation with the with other Prado people, and you can try and work out what you want to do. A lot of people, they put catch cans in place. Catch can is a complete separate system. Catch can's not needed because it sometimes, depending what brand, can reduce the amount of oil in the intake. Completely separate to the EGR system. It's nothing to do with it, okay? what you're getting in your catch can mainly is moisture, and basically that's what it is. It's not oil, right? Where's the oil come from? The engine doesn't make oil. You're not losing oil out of the sump in 10,000 Ks, right? Maybe what, 20 mil, whatever. It is mainly moisture. If you're getting a lot in there, it's a lot of moisture condensation because the engine runs on air. I've explained this before. Air's got moisture in it. Different humidities, different states. Again, that different country, different state, all this sort of thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Moisture doesn't go back into the engine, into the oil, you doofus. Someone said, what do we tip it back in the engine? No, you don't. You don't have the catch can there. It goes into the intake, and in 10,000 Ks, the engine's probably pumped 1 trillion cubic meters of air, and 50 mils of moisture is not even noticeable to even say it would make an improvement, but moisture in the air would actually make an improvement. More dense air works better anyway. So they actually add water sprays on not only external on the intercoolers, but internal on engines in the intake to get more performance on some performance applications, or they have, not they do, they have, or whatever, right? Some applications. So it's actually an improver, but there's not enough there to even improve it. So you don't need to take your moisture. So this isn't about catch cans, it's about plates. It's about, you need a BYO plate. So, you know, if we're there doing the intake and you want to slip it in, or you want to do it yourself at a later date, or you want to put it in before, or whatever, and then you might watch the video, full detail, intake clean, we got that there as well. Or, you know, whatever you want, right? You know, whatever. I'm just trying to help you here. We don't supply these. Now, same thing with the sump plug. You need to hit kaon.com.au for the front diff on the Prado, the FJ, the Hilux. They're all the same plug. There's nothing wrong with them, but people over tighten them. They've got a 10 mil hex in there. Nothing wrong with the 10 mil hex if you use a quality German 10 mil like that. That's taken hundreds of these plugs out, right? No problem. See, what does it say? Germany, right? So anyway, it works with a long bar up on the hoist. Happy days. If you're working on the ground, you won't be able to get the long bar. Where you're going to have trouble is where you can't use the right tools and where someone's over tightened it. So you can replace it with one of these and not over tighten it, or you can get the Kaon one. But the point is, if you're coming in for a 40,000 K service, please have the Kaon plug handy, because we don't keep a lot of these either. We've only got a couple of those because we've said before, and I'm saying it again now, because obviously somebody missed it, or a few people missed it. Please have your Kaon plug. Front diff, drain plug, replacement plug, kaon.com.au. You can find them on eBay. Kaon, Kaon 4x4, Kaon 4x4 on eBay. They're the two things we don't buy or sell. We'll install the diff plug for you, no problem. Only when we're doing a diff oil change. Obviously, we can't do everyone's vehicle, so we can direct you to our 4x4 Diesel Workshop partners for all that sort of service work. And you can do it yourself, whatever you choose to do. Now, some other plates here. So, full blank. I recommend against it because that it would definitely be illegal. I can tell you that. So the information I give you, I can only give you the absolute information. If it's a maybe, I can just tell you what I know. You know, you need to work out the rest yourself. Full blank, definitely illegal to do that. Is anyone checking? I've never heard of anyone getting checked. Okay, 5 mil. For some people that works, right? 5 mil works for some people, but I recommend against it. 6 mil works for some people, I'd recommend against it. 7 mil works for 91 out of 1,000. It's not the plate that's the problem. You can drill the hole out bigger. That will hide the problem, so you can do that. You can take it out and drill it bigger. You can go 8, 9, 10, whatever you like. This one over here, that's for the 1GD FTV. It's got a 13 mil hole. Once again, like the 7, it works in the majority of vehicles. There's a chance that maybe it needs to be a bit bigger, even if that EGR system's working correctly. But on all the examples we've seen and heard of personally, I'm pretty sure it's maybe all but one. Maybe there was one that had to go a bit bigger. So that might be marginal on the edge a bit, like using maybe a 6 mil, right? So 7 mil, maybe that needs to be 14. But at the moment, 13's working on most. Very difficult to install. It's in an easy position, so it seems easier, but the nuts are really tight, hard to get undone. You need special tools. We've got people that can do that if you're in Melbourne, Sydney, whatever. If that's what you want to do, that's your choice, right? You know, they'll install it, but you need to understand you're making the decision. So the legality side of it, you know, you're paying them for the job, but I'm trying to help you understand there's a system here, it's in place for a reason, but in my opinion and experience and what I've seen, it's over-engineered, as in there's too much flow, this big hole here, way too much going in there, and it's not good if that's what it does to the engine, caking it all up. So we got the diff plug sorted as well, right? Kaon, they do a replacement plug. It's a 24 mil. It's got a 24 mil head on it, much like all your. Then you get one tool at a 24 mil does the whole job instead of a 24 mil, and getting a 10 mil hex for your front diff, right? You know. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. Hopefully that helps and you get it. There's your 2 YouTube channels. Subscribe, turn the bell on. Please give us a thumbs up if you got something out of that. Just explained it again. Thanks for watching. See ya.